Hi, yes, it's me, Nigel, the crazy ufologist, trying out something new today. Instead of a written blog, we're going to give you a video blog instead. And the reason I've done this is because there are a couple of things I want to talk about which are better said in the spoken word than in the written one. Now, the first thing I want to cover today is a simple English word, synchronicity. Now, I wonder if there's many of you out there that actually believe in it. I certainly didn't. Up until a few days ago, because there's been a couple of events happen in my life which are very odd and seem to prove the fact that synchronicity may indeed exist. Now, a few days ago on my UFO page, I was mentioning the subject of strange sounds in the skies. These have been heard all over the world, and they sort of vary from rumbling sounds to what some describe as the sounds of trumpets. Now, these are totally unexplained and very loud sounds occurring at all times of the day and night. Now, some say left-wing pages of ufology websites have perhaps said that these are the 7 trumpets mentioned in the book of Revelations in the Bible, and that this is all due to it being 2012 and we're approaching the fateful date of December the 21st. Well, I don't know about that, but they're certainly a very interesting phenomena. Well, I wrote that page, and lo and behold, a couple of days later, I was outside of my home having a cigarette. You see, I'm the only smoker, so I'm condemned to the outer reaches, as it were, because nobody else in the house likes the smell of smoke, fair enough. It was about 9:10 at night, and all of a sudden, the birds, yes, we still get birds because there's a couple of trees nearby, and they do sing at the most ridiculous times of night and day, suddenly stopped singing. All at once, all in unison, which was a bit odd. And then I heard what can only be described as a very sudden, very loud, rumbling sound, somewhat akin to having a lorry, but except that this pitch didn't go up as the lorry approached and down as it went away. It just suddenly appeared, rumbled across the sky for about 2.5 minutes, and then as abruptly as it started, it stopped. And as it stopped, all the birds started to sing again in unison. Now, this was very, very odd. I cannot explain what it was, but when I got indoors and thought about it, it seemed very strange that I'd written about this the day before, and lo and behold, it suddenly appeared in front of me, and I witnessed it. Now, the other thing that went through my mind was I was reading some UFO pages the following night about UFOs morphing into a conventional aircraft. Now, I don't know if any of you have actually read about this, but apparently there are some videos on YouTube, and there's also some eyewitness accounts of UFO type craft suddenly in mid-air in clear sky becoming ordinary conventional aircraft, as if they're morphing into a different shape. Now, I thought all this was a bit far-fetched, and to be honest with you, I think the YouTube videos were faked. But having said that, again, last night, you see, I go out to the same part of our home every night to have my cigarette about once every 2 hours or so. Last night had to be very clear, starlit sky. And I did my usual habit of sky watching. I've been doing it since I was a child, when I was interested in astronomy, so looking up to the stars is second nature to me. I was watching the sky, and I live in an area called Morecambe Bay in Lancashire. Now, this has got a reputation of having orange orb type objects seen floating across Morecambe Bay and out towards the Yorkshire moors. When I looked down into the southeastern sky, there it was, coming very rapidly across the sky, was an orange orb, and the first thing that came into my mind was it was a Chinese lantern. We do get those around here, but this thing was travelling too fast, and it was not pulsating. Now, a lantern will erratically pulsate with the light of the flame inside. This was totally different. This was a very bright, very steady, glowing orange light, extremely large, larger than the planet Venus was appearing behind it. It travelled at a rapid rate of knots in a dead straight line. Then, all of a sudden, it went out, mid-flight. Now, this was a clear starlit night. There was no clouds, no lying fog, anything like that, no mist. This light went out, and in its place suddenly appeared navigation lights. Now, it looked like a small fighter, and it suddenly shot off in the same direction. Now, this is... In all the years I've been sky watching since I was a young boy, I'm very used to seeing navigation lights on aircraft. I can tell small fighters from large passenger jets. I've seen helicopter landing lights. I've seen aircraft landing lights. This behaved in no way that I've ever seen before. The only thing I could have came across in my mind that might have been is the afterburner of a jet going on and then being turned off. But the shape is all wrong, and after thinking about it this morning, an afterburner of a jet tends to tail out like a comet into a fine point at the back. This wasn't. This was a round, solid globe of orange light. Had I witnessed the UFO morphing into a conventional aircraft? I don't know. But it certainly was a mystery. Now, isn't it odd that you think of things and then within the next day or two they happen to you? I wonder if any of you out there have had this strange case of synchronicity happening to you. Well, that's all for this film, folks. I hope you had a nice time and speak to you again soon. Bye for now.